Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you another video. All right, so I just did a therapy session. I was about to listen to it, and then I saw something that made me turn on the camera. Basketball-wise, this is Joe Mazzulla. I guess somebody got a chance to see what was in his phone in regards to certain players that he was scouting. Um, I don't know how. The story goes, an ex-girlfriend or something like that got a hold of his phone, accidentally saw what was in it, and in it was just a couple of notes that he had on players around the league that he scouts since he's an assistant coach. And from what I understand, these are new notes. These are notes that he had from his old days or something as an assistant. But he was essentially saying, certain players are like got certain tendencies, and maybe he wasn't so kind in speaking on those tendencies, but I agree with all of them. But here's the thing: the one thing that was read there that most people didn't agree with is what prompted me to turn on the camera, not necessarily the story. I don't care that my phone got caught. I think he's a good coach. And I think what we saw there was him actually having a good, accurate depiction of just each and every one of them players, including Patrick Williams, which most people disagreed with. His notes said that Patrick Williams is Kawhi Leonard, and that is exactly what I want to talk about. Because Patrick Williams is an underachieving player in Chicago who's gotten lost in the fold with some. First of all, his role in Chicago doesn't fit him, just like the last power forward they drafted really, really high. Lauri Markkanen's role didn't fit Chicago. They keep picking up non-Chicago-like players and putting them in Chicago systems, and they're not flourishing into players, and they leave those places and turn into who they're supposed to be. Patrick Williams, I suspect, will probably do the exact same thing. And right now, he's in the trade block, and I think a lot of people they have a misconception about what his game is based on what they've seen. And then they look at what Joe Mazzulla wrote, and you see the average fan laughing and ha. And what I'm telling you is this: when I scouted Patrick Williams during the draft, his skill set is Kawhi Leonard's. He's a mid-range jumper, defensive player, defense to offense, long arms, power forward. Basically, skill set is Kawhi Leonard's. And the one thing that Kawhi Leonard loves to do is attack you from the mid-range. He has these Kobe pull-ups, stuff like that. That's not his footwork as it pertains to Pat Williams. He ain't developed all that, but the spots he likes to attack from, same stuff. Same exact stuff. He's a mid-range guy, and I think that's gotten lost in Chicago because they don't run plays for him like that. They want him to be a bull forward, power forward, somebody who's going to push people around and get in the paint and hit three-point shots and stuff like that. Nah. He's a rhythm three-point shooter. You get him in transition and you let him pull up for his mid-range bucket. He's going to hit a bunch of them. You get a rhythm. That's his game. You got to allow him to pick people apart from the mid-range, and because that hasn't been discovered yet, they don't allow him to do it. They probably have him shooting from spots that aren't those spots, and they're like, oh, he can't play. It's like, bro, you're not allowing him to be his natural self. So what he needs is to be treated like Kawhi Leonard in the offense. Not necessarily given all the responsibilities to Kawhi Leonard, but he needs to be groomed doing Kawhi-type stuff. And he's not being asked to do that. He's being asked to be somebody entirely different, and he's not flourishing in that role because they have a bunch of people to feed, and none of them are looking to really feed him. But I do suspect that he's one of those guys like Kyle Kuzma, where if he goes somewhere else, he's going to flourish immediately. And then people will understand exactly what Joe Mazzulla's season is, as he said that in his notes. You'll see it. His defense is crazy. When his conditioning is where it needs to be, he should be able to keep up with just about anybody. He should be able to. When he gets his strength and his conditioning together, his natural ability is to defend. Left to right, up and down, full court, whatever. He's supposed to be able to do that. And on the other side of the ball, he's supposed to be able to attack you mid-range. Repeatedly. Sort of like Jabari Smith is supposed to be able to do from behind the arc when he fully develops. That kind of thing. So it's like, I know his game to a degree, even though I don't watch him like that. When I did the homework on the player, I know what the scouting report showed me. I know what my eyesight showed me. And essentially, it was that this dude is going to turn defense into offense, and he's going to attack you mid-range, just like Kawhi. And so it's like all he needs, just like most young players, to be put in situations that actually fit them. With really good coaching and the ability to take their time and develop slowly. If you look up, regardless how long it takes, by the time he gets to where he's going to be extremely productive for you because he's a really good player. But you just gotta know who he is. Guys can be getting evaluated, I guess, as it pertains to what it is that they can do a lot of the time. And then when you see the coaches, do the homework, And this is what they come up with. People are laughing. They're like, yeah, Kawhi, It's like, he does have that skill set. It's just not being used properly, and so you're never going to know it. So it is going to be laughable to you. But if he was used correctly, and you send Patrick Williams to the Celtics, and you allow Joe Mazzulla to use him, you're going to see what it is that he's actually capable of doing based on the fact that he understands his game. So that's the reality of it. I want Patrick Williams out of Chicago. That's the end of the story right there. That is the moral of the story. And I'm not saying as the Los Angeles Lakers, I'm targeting him because I'm a Laker fan and we are the guys that I think are poised to make the trade that starts the market going. But, depending on my situation, is a different team who needs a power forward or a small forward who can do what he does, he needs to be targeted. He needs to be targeted at the low price, because when he does become what it is that he's going to become, you're going to wish to God you put him on your team. So this is another one of those, and it's like it's easy to see because he's underachieving. He's underachieving, so you buy low right now. You go get him while everybody thinks he sucks. It's exactly when you go get him, and you bring him to your situation and you be patient. That's what you do. And so I'm of the mindset that needs to happen like now. Somebody needs to go get Patrick Williams out of Chicago, and Chicago needs to trade Patrick Williams. You ain't gonna do nothing with him. He ain't gonna re-sign with you when it's time, and that's the end. I don't see him returning there because he doesn't have a role. The role has never been there. And so that's what I wanted to say, man. I just like to see Patrick Williams get the hell out of Chicago. That's pretty much what I got. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. Out.